Welcome to Infraction channel. Today we will be talking about multiplayer horror games that will make you experience true terror with your friends. The Outlast Trials is a first-person survival horror game that supports cooperative multiplayer for up to 4 players. The game takes place during the Cold War era, where scientists from the Murkoff Corporation are testing advanced brainwashing and control techniques. Sons of the Forest is a first-person horror game with survival elements. The game takes place in a world of mysteries and dangers, where players will encounter mystical creatures, mysterious caves, and an exciting storyline. The game supports both single-player and cooperative play over the network. Hunt Showdown is a first-person shooter game with survival and horror elements. The game's story takes place in the late 19th century in the United States, where the American Hunting Association fights against terrifying creatures that have taken over local towns. Prop Night is a multiplayer physics-based horror survival game. In the game, one player controls the killer, while the other tries to avoid being killed. CP Secret Laboratory is a multiplayer game based on the CP Foundation universe. In the game, players take on the role of CP personnel who try to survive in a laboratory filled with dangerous CP objects. Players can play as both personnel and CP objects. Phasmophobia is a multiplayer survival horror game. Players take on the role of a team of ghost hunters who investigate various buildings in search of paranormal activity. Jetfo is a cooperative first-person shooter and survival horror game. Players take on the role of a team of 4 who explore dungeons filled with dangerous enemies and traps. Project Playtime is a multiplayer survival horror game. Players take on the role of a group of friends who explore an abandoned children's center filled with horrors. Pacify is a multiplayer horror game. Players take on the role of a team of 14 people who explore an abandoned house filled with horrors. The goal of the game is to find and pacify the spirits that inhabit the house. Back 4 Blood is a multiplayer first-person shooter and survival horror game. Players take on the role of a team of 4 who fight against hordes of zombies and other monsters.
I know gold is not enough. She's a